Sherlock Holmes, Jack the Ripper. Yes. I'm hoping this game has the hint system like the other one. Guess we'll find out.
In the name of my health and yours, Holmes, stop smoking so much. There is more fog in our apartment than in the street.
You are right, Watson, but this evening is never ending, and I have nothing to do but make smoke rings. A more amusing pastime would suit better, but my doctor is against it.
Perhaps a little tune on the violin.
My heart is not in it tonight, Watson. Have you noticed how this cigarette burns? Would you not say it is like a life being consumed? How many lives will end tonight in London? How many crimes will be committed within the life of a single cigarette? Ah, the vanity of existence. It is but complaints and smoke, the meagre panache of its sickly soul.
The tobacco is giving you very somber thoughts. I am certain that this inactivity will not last. Let's retire. You'll be in better humour tomorrow.
Reason speaks. Let's to bed.
Reason speaks, let's to bed. Ah. Ye old Victorian language. Thank you, I'm ready to poop. Thank you for the 100 bits. Lovely London. Whitechapel, London. This is not a lovely part of London. The 31st of August, 1888 at 3:20 a.m. Uh-oh. Is she gonna get moited?
Come this way, my lovely. We'll have a right good time. Wait, let me help you. Oh,
Watch out, kids.
It's my hair that pleases you.
Oh god, that scared me. Jeez. Okay, wow, we are starting off real rippy here. Real rippy. All right. You know what I think? I think Frogwares should just straight up make a horror game.
The news is as dark as the sky, Holmes.
I think they'd be good at it.
An inquest has been opened into the murder of a poor woman in the East End. The unfortunate girl was discovered last night, lying in the street, still warm. The murderer was filled with an incredible savagery. Oh, the article gave me shivers down my spine. The inspectors in charge of the case don't seem to have even the slightest lead. A similar murder took place less than a month ago.
Ah, love. A romantic walk, a kiss in the moonlight, a polite refusal, a terrible anger, and a hanging.
This area of Whitechapel is a disgrace to London. The government should take serious note of what is going on there.
Whitechapel? This woman was found in Whitechapel?
Yes, indeed. Bucks Row, to be specific.
Then it was not a question of romance, but of commerce. Unless these women actually take pleasure in the vice, the female nature is completely...
Holmes, do you hear yourself? A woman is dead under unspeakable circumstances. No less than any other, she was a human and one of Her Majesty's subjects. None of these streetwalkers of which you speak have any other way to survive but by selling their bodies. You know as well as I that our era is not a gentle one, and these women don't have much to look forward to.
Aw.
Some grace, if you would. Do not refuse them your compassion.
Do not say another word, my dear
Holmes
Watson.
got pulled
we shall
off.
leave immediately for Whitechapel.
To the scene of the crime?
Holmes is like,
No,
shut
I
up.
think it
Watson."
would be better to arrive there a bit later once night has fallen. At the moment, the spot will be overrun by police officers and spectators. It will be impossible to investigate properly.
Then where are we going, Holmes?
The best thing to do would be to head to the police station and attempt to get a copy of the preliminary reports.
But the article in the Star seemed quite complete to me.
You must know, Watson, that journalists often draw conclusions from the facts without a proper understanding of how to do this delicate task. We must obtain the reports from the inspector in charge, as well as those from the coroner.
Very well, Holmes, but all the same.
It seems to me that I have a map of London somewhere, Watson. Can you find it and locate Whitechapel while I get ready?
You are too kind, Holmes. Searching through your mess?
I like that. That dialogue was good. It's always good though. I enjoy it, and I was just gonna actually say that I really like Watson's voice actor in these games. I don't know what it is about him, but like he really captures Watson really well. Sherlock is great too, but like there's something about Watson. I don't know. I just really like him. Special edition, The Whitechapel Horror, the third crime of a man who must be a maniac. Women lured to by streets to be butchered. The latest victim identified. Opening of the inquest. Great local excitement. The victim of the latest Whitechapel Horror, the woman who was found yesterday morning in Bucks Row, completely disemboweled, with her head nearly gashed from her body, was for a time completely unknown. As the news of the murder spread, however, first one woman and then another came forward to view the body. And at length it was found that a woman answering the description of a murdered woman had lodged in the common lodging house, 18 Thrall Street, Spitalfields. Women from that place were fetched, and they identified the deceased as Polly, who had shared a room with 3 other women in the place on the unusual terms of such houses, nightly payment of 4D. Each woman having a separate bed. It was gathered that the deceased had led the life of an unfortunate while lodging in the house, which was only for about 3 weeks past. Nothing more was known of her by then, but that when she presented herself for her lodging on Thursday night, she was turned away by the deputy because she had not the money. She was then the worse for drink, but not drunk, and turned away laughing, saying, "I'll soon get my doss money. See, what a jolly bonnet I've got now." She was wearing a bonnet which had not been seen with before and left the lodging house door. A woman on the neighborhood saw her later. She told the police even as late as 2:30 on Friday morning in Whitechapel Road. Late as 2:30 on Friday in Whitechapel Road, opposite the church, and at the corner of Osborne Street, and at the 3:45, she was found within 500 yards of the spot murdered. The people of the lodging house knew her as Polly, but at about 7:30 last evening, a woman named Marianne Monk, at present an inmate of Lambeth Workhouse, was taken to the mortuary and identified the body of that Marianne Nichols. Thank you for capitalizing that game. Also called Polly Nichols, she knew her, she said, as they were inmates of the Lambeth Workhouse together in April and May last, the deceased having been passed there from another workhouse. On 12th May, according to Monk, Nichols left the workhouse to take a situation as servant in Ingleside, Wandsworth Common. It afterwards became known that Nichols betrayed her trust as domestic servant by stealing £3 from her, or euro. Is that pound or euro? I can never get that. Pound, right? Obviously. Yeah. Her employer absconding from the time she had been wandering about. Monk met her, she said, about 6 weeks ago when herself out of the workhouse. And wait, what? Monk met her, she said, about 6 weeks ago, when herself out of the workhouse and drank with her. Sorry, this is like old English, kind of. It's really hard for me to read. Oh, euro is the rounded one. Okay, how can I remember that? I gotta think of a trick. I don't know. I guess it looks more like an E, kind of. I don't know. They both look like E's though. Looks like S curved E. E looks like E, but this looks like an E too, doesn't it? I think they both look like E's. Pound looks like an L. Okay, sure. Okay, the euro doesn't look like O. I guess. Yeah, you guys, yeah, fine. Fine, you guys are right. Fine. Fine. Anyway, she was sure the deceased was Polly Nichols, and my camera's in the way. Having twice viewed the features as the body lay in the shell, maintained her opinion there is a terribly significant similarity between this ghastly crime and the two mysterious murders of women which have occurred in the same district within the last 3 months. In each case, the victim had been a woman of abandoned character. Each time has been committed in the dark hours of the morning, and more important still, as pointing to one man, and that man, a maniac, being the culprit. Each murder has been accompanied by hideous mutilation. In the second case, that of the woman Martha Turner, it will be remembered that no fewer than 30 stabs were inflicted. The scene of this murder was George Yard, a place appropriately known locally as the slaughterhouse. As in both other cases, there was, in this, not the slightest clue to the murderer. No one was known to have any motive for causing the woman's death. She was parted from her husband and had lived with a man named Turner, but the searching coroner's inquiry revealed nothing connecting either with the crime. It was fancied that some of her many wounds had been caused by a bayonet, and she was said to have been seen with a soldier shortly before her death. Some soldiers were paraded at the tower, and one was said to have been identified by a policeman as having been waiting about George Yard just about the time of the murder. But nothing came of it. The first murder, which strangely enough did not rouse much interest, was committed in Osborne Street. The woman in that case was alive when discovered but unconscious, and she died in the hospital without recovering her senses. Consequently, she was unable to whisper a word to police on the track of her fiendish assailant, and her murder remained a mystery. All 3 crimes have been committed within a very small radius, which of the ill-lighted thoroughfares to which the women have decoyed to be foully butchered are off turning from Whitechapel Road and are all within half a mile. The fact that these 3 tragedies have been committed within such a limited area and are so strangely alike their details is forcing on all minds the conviction that they are the work of some cool, cunning man with a mania for murder. There was no new light thrown on the case this morning. At 9 o'clock, the body of the deceased was recovered from the mortuary to an improvised operating room on the premises of Dr. Ralph Llewellyn. Made a post-mortem examination. The object of the examination was to determine, if possible, the order in which the various cuts were made. It is evident the cuts in the throat, that the head was bent back by the murderer before the knife was used. Whether the other mutilation took place before or after death remains to be settled, as also the position in which the women lay when the deed done. There are several questions of this kind which may throw light on the case, notably the small quantity of blood at the place where she was found and the fact that there must have been much of it somewhere else. At present, clues to the murder are entirely lacking, and the location of the place where the deed was done was the first point necessary to establish. All right. Were you guys taking notes? I sure hope that you were, because I was not. But, you know, luckily the Jack the Ripper cases are kind of well known. So, like, we already know the vague details. The game wants us to know they were all committed in a very small radius. It wants us to know the names of the women, the streets. It also wants us to know that they were killed elsewhere and moved somewhere else because there was not a lot of blood at the scene of the crime. We have the name of this lady, and yeah, probably we're gonna go investigate this area first, right? No blood. It was Dracula. Oh no. Oh, you know what? We also played Frogwares the Dracula game, didn't we? I totally forgot we played that. That was good. I love Frogwares so much. Can I read it again? Oh, did you miss it? Sure. What? Women lured to by streets to be butchered. No, I'm just kidding. Map. We all tried to forget Dracula 3. You know, I've decided we're going back to that. We have. We have decided collectively, even though it was just me that decided it. I missed this so much. It's been 5 years, or maybe 4 years. I don't remember when I played Nemesis. Probably like more recent than Awakened. I don't remember, but it's been a long time since I've seen this lovely interface. Whoa! My cursor turns her into a bloody knife on the outside. Look at. Ooh, creepy. Okay, so this is where we keep all our documents. This is where we keep all our notes. The notes don't contain any new items. They're only meant to expand upon the facts already stated. One of my favorite things about this game, or about these Frogwares Sherlock games in general, is the hint system. And I hope that that's in this one. Also, we have first person, which is freaking awesome too.
Well, well, Holmes has received some French champagne with a card, a gift from a young admirer, signed Raoul d'Andrecy. Who on earth could that be?
I don't know. We are controlling Dr. Watson. To move in the game, just click on the destination you want to reach. Double click will make him run. Okay. Well, what if I'm in first person? Then I shift to run.
Holmes's experiment table.
Okay, C gets me there. We'll run around a bit. Good. In the game, you can change your playing perspective at will. Press R to switch. Thank you for telling me that. Use WASD to keep less mouse button. Pressing caps lock or shift will make your character run. Okay. Space for dynamic help. This game's so good. These games are just, these are so good. You know what's nice too? Like if they just remake all these Sherlock games, they can just keep using the same assets for Sherlock's apartment. They don't even have to change anything.
The Queen's initials done in bullet holes. Good old Holmes.
Good old Holmes shooting the wall all the time. We need a Dracula 3 marathon stream. Maybe.
The Adventure of the Dancing Men.
Ah!
I remember it well.
Non-automaton did it. Non-automaton's guilty. Non-automaton with the gun in the library. Wow, look at all these things to click on.
This is the harpoon that pierced the sailor Peter
Revolver,
the Black.
it's not a gun, right? It's a
Bizarre
revolver.
little relic. This is the harpoon that pierced the sailor Peter the Black.
Peter the Black?
Bizarre little relic.
What? That must be a case from before. Are these all, maybe these are all like Easter egg things. I don't know.
This is the coal bucket in which Holmes keeps his cigars. What a funny idea.
That is a funny idea.
This is how Holmes stores his post. Thank goodness his clients don't see this.
Don't they? They come in here all the time, though.
Switzerland, a charming country. Perhaps Holmes and I shall investigate one day.
Maybe you will. Maybe you already did. It wasn't a charming time,
Colonel
though.
Gordon, during the
He
last
is
adventure of
foreshadowing.
the resident patient.
That was a foreshadow to The Awakened. Wait, quick, somebody look this up. Was this game first? This game come out before Awakened?
Holmes uses this old Persian slipper to hold his pipe tobacco.
Pipe tobacco. Now it's time to start the game. Find the map and click on it. No, I'm not done yet, game. Oh yeah, we get to change our outfits and stuff as Sherlock. Not this is oh wait, no, this is Watson's room, right? Because there's a typewriter. Yeah. I guess it's kind of interesting that that one is a darker color. I love first person. It's such a amazing addition.
Treaty on Cornish, the Celtic dialect
Awakened was
of
first?
Cornwall.
Oh, okay.
And
Well.
here, medieval pottery. How can Holmes possibly read such
Oh,
things?
but chronologically this happens before. Okay, well there you go. There you go. That makes sense then.
Have you found the map of London, Watson? Come, my friend, it can't be too far. Be sure to locate the police station in Whitechapel we must get to.
Understood, Holmes.
Understood. Hold on, I'm just clicking on everything.
Holmes's violin. He doesn't play nearly enough, if you ask me.
Because it follows the real life dates of the killings. Yeah, that makes sense. So it is a foreshadowing, but like just within the timeline of the game. So we would understand it, like if we were playing the games in order.
A map of London, at last. Let's see. The district of Whitechapel.
Oh, there it is. Found it. Oh. I love this noise. Is it supposed to be keys? I don't know what it is, but I like it.
I found the map, Holmes, and I was able to locate the Whitechapel police station.
Congratulations,
I clicked
Watson.
on it.
Come, the game is afoot. You can read the article to me on the way.
Game is afoot.
We have arrived, Watson, in Whitechapel.
Not very bright, and what cold. Brr, a typical London morning.
Come, Watson, let's find this police station.
I want to clip that. I want to clip him saying the game is afoot because I could not find. I really wanted a clip of that, and I could not find it. Dun, 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 dun. Can I make a marker? Yeah. Here we go. Game is afoot. Oh.
Well, this station isn't very well kept, I say.
It's a local outpost, Watson. The daily tasks that confront these constables are not the easiest, and they are poorly paid.
They are poorly paid. Space is to find all the goodies.
What are we doing, Holmes?
What are we doing?
This police station is like a laundry. What a scandal.
Oh, the scandal laundry is such a scandal to Watson.
Her Majesty Queen Victoria. What would she think of this mess?
Bravo, Holmes.
Look, a suspect description.
You know,
Michael Ostrog, wanted for questioning. Dangerous.
that should also be a clip too, shouldn't it? Bravo. Oh, thank you, TextFX. Appreciate that.
Gentlemen, welcome.
Hello, I would like to speak with the Chief Inspector, if you please.
Constable Humphreys here. I am the only one in at the moment. What do you want with the Chief?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I am...
Sherlock Holmes? The detective that I read about in the papers? Well, that's a treat, that is. You come about the Buck Road case, have you?
Indeed, we...
Not at all. We were just passing by chance. You say that there was a crime recently.
You don't know? You must be the only folk in London who haven't heard.
It won't be long until you find the culprit, no doubt.
Nothing is less certain. Suspects, 0. Clues, 0. It's not good for us, especially not in this district.
I wonder why Holmes decided to like lie to him there. That's like weird. Jared, be great. Thank you for the 5 months. Thank you so much. Watson got Holmes blocked. Yeah. Reports.
Listen, this isn't what I came here for, but if I can be of service, in a confidential capacity, of course, if you can entrust me with a copy of the preliminary reports, I could study them and return later with my conclusions.
It's just that these are official documents. I can't take a decision like that without the inspectors.
The sooner we know the facts in the file, the sooner we can be of help, my friend.
Say, if you are Sherlock Holmes, you can find anything, isn't that true? With your magnifying glass?
Yep, that's true.
Footprints?
My performances are often embellished by my biographer.
Ah, good. Good. I will give you the reports, but could you do me a small favour first?
Chat is guilty.
During my rounds, I dropped a leather folder containing some papers. Nothing of importance, but it's a big mistake. I would go looking for it myself, but I am stuck here on duty. I must have lost it near the seedy boarding house not far from here. Left when you leave the courtyard and left again in the lane. Perhaps you could go, ask around.
Perhaps I could. I guess.
We shall see what we can do.
Side quest.
Are we going to go look for these documents?
Why not? It'll give us an occasion to take a tour of the district, Watson.
Holmes is a tall boy. He is a very tall boy. Okay, so you know what we should do is probably save the game. You guys can remind me to save also, if you'd like. That would be good. In case I haven't saved in a while. There is a save emote, too, if you want to use that.
Commercial Street.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Smart.
Commercial Street.
Commercial Street. Should we look at our documents? Or notes? Our dialogues? We're going to boarding house, not far from here. When you leave the courtyard, left again the lane. Okay.
Commercial Street. Commercial Street.
Your Commercial Street. This is left again the lane, isn't it? You know what'd be really cool is if I could just like speak in Old English. I should just learn how to do that. That'd be so cool.
Burner Street.
Burner Street. I don't remember what street he said.
Commercial Street.
I don't think it was
Commercial Street.
Commercial Street.
Batty Street.
Batty Street. Oh, right, Batty. Did he say the street? I must have left. He didn't say the street. It's just not far from here. Left around the lane. Ask around. Okay. Can I talk to... Oh, I can talk to people. I can talk to her. Let's go talk to her.
If you have the means, I can let you pass before everyone. But behind me.
What? What you talking about? What are you on about, miss? This is where we're supposed to be. Is this the Batty boarding house?
Because of this slattern, my brother caught this dirty thing, and he has to go to the clinic now.
Oh. Well, thank you for sharing that bit of information.
If you have the means, I can let you pass before everyone. But behind me.
I don't know what that means. Thanks, I guess. This is the place. This is the place, though.
What do you think, Holmes?
I think I'm looking for something. Hello, sir.
We don't much like people with your looks round here.
What?
Understood.
What? What's wrong with my looks? Try drinking a 40 or 2 of Old English 800 before the stream. Yeah, that'll work. Canterbury Tales before the stream. I'll just have to study and practice. You don't think the hint system is here? Oh, crap. I didn't even look for it, did I? So I think it's going to show up in our notes, right? Maybe? I don't remember where it is, actually. It's been a while. I don't remember. Maybe it will pop up later. Hello.
Pardon me, but can you give me some information?
This area is shameful, don't you think?
Yes, very shameful. But you didn't answer my question at all. You completely ignored what I said.
I have nothing to ask.
Okay, bye. How about down here? This place looks great.
I have nothing to ask.
Got a shilling, Gov?
Yeah.
Excuse me, my good man.
I was in Crimea, I was, sir,
Oh.
and you owe me some respect.
Okay. Gas. Without heat, smoke, and smell. Handy knife cleaner. What if those are real ads? That would be cool. I bet they are. Heinz and curlers. Rhythm's glycerine cucumber. Wait, what? 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 What's a glycerine cucumber? Were you in the war too?
Got a shilling, Gov?
Or just your twin brother? Oh, okay. Where are we going, Watson? We're looking for a folder of some kind. Somewhere around here. This place is big. Ooh. I can't go in there. That's off limits. What's this say?
Whitechapel Street.
Oh, this is where the murder took place. The murder.
Got a shilling, Gov.
I don't think I'm supposed to be here yet.
The Whitechapel Church. The clock is wrong.
Maybe I am. The clock is wrong. Oh. I guess it's not 2:30.
Pardon me, but can you give me some information?
Excuse me, sir. I'm in a hurry.
You are walking very slow for some. Also, you just changed directions. Gosh, no one is very friendly around these parts. Left when leaving the courtyard. Left again at the first opportunity. Oh, thank you, Yagso. See, we have Yagso for our universal hint system. Okay, we left. Okay, so we left. I went down here already. Oh, wait. Never mind. I didn't see this. Oh, it's
Good
the
day,
sweeping
sir.
guy.
You wouldn't happen to have seen a leather folder on the ground around here, would you?
Good day, gentlemen. Finley, caretaker of this building. Here to serve. And yes, less than an hour ago. But some of the local urchins picked it up and God only knows where it might be now.
That's unfortunate. This police bag contained documents that the local police will miss.
You're inspectors.
Not at all. I am Dr. Watson, and this is Sherlock Holmes, the detective.
Sherlock Holmes, the great detective. You must be here about last night's murder. Have you discovered the identity of the poor woman?
Indeed, I'd only to read the papers.
Mine is dated from this morning, and it does not say who it is.
I just realized I totally forgot to eat breakfast. So,
I'm
sorry.
not really engaged in this case, but if I can help the police, I will do so willingly.
Oh, to be sure. I've been told that Inspector Aberline is in charge. A very capable man.
So, according to you, I have no chance of finding this folder then.
Indeed. But I, on the other hand, should be able to find it. Do me a favour in exchange. A vagrant comes almost every night to sleep in one of the nooks not far from my windows. He coughs, howls, sometimes even sings. He's quite hefty and I don't dare approach him. I've lost 3 tenants because of him. If it's you who speaks to the police, they will take this matter more seriously. Tell them about the captain. They'll know who you're talking about. In the meantime, I'll find your police bag.
Okay. Oh, no. Okay, hold on. I was eating, it's like a peanut butter, like a perfect bar of peanut butter flavor, so it's like kind of sticky. And now I have to read. Another Whitechapel mystery. Horrible murder in Bucks Row. Scarcely has the horror and sensation caused by the discovery of the murdered woman in Whitechapel some short time ago had time to abate when another discovery is made, which, for the brutality exercised on the victim, is even more shocking and will no doubt create as great a sensation in the vicinity as its predecessor. The affair up to the present is enveloped in complete mystery, and the police have as yet no evidence to trace the perpetrators of the horrible deed. The facts are that Constable John Neal was walking down Bucks Row, Thomas Street, Whitechapel about 3:45 on Friday morning, when he discovered a woman between 35 and 40 years of age lying at the side of the street with her throat cut right open from ear to ear. The instrument in which the deed was done traversing the throat from left to right. The wound was about 2 inches long and the blood was flowing profusely. I would just like to point out that this is like probably way more information than any newspaper would ever include, probably especially in the Victorian era. But I don't know, whatever. It's like a post-mortem report newspaper. She was discovered to be lying in the pool of blood. She was immediately conveyed to the Whitechapel mortuary, where it was found that besides the wound in the throat and lower part of the abdomen was completely ripped open, with the bowels protruding. The wound extends nearly to her breast and must have been effected with a large knife. As the corpse lies in the mortuary, it presents a ghastly sight. The victim seems to be between 35 and 40 years of age. It measures 5 feet 2 inches in height. The hands are bruised and bear evidence of having engaged in a severe struggle. There is the impression of a ring having been worn on one of the deceased's fingers, but there is nothing to show that it had been wrenched from her in the struggle. Some of the front teeth have also been knocked out, and the face is bruised on both cheeks and very much discolored. Deceased wore a rough brown ulster with large buttons in the front. Her clothes are torn and cut in several places, bearing evidence of the ferocity in which the murder was committed. The only way by which the police can prosecute an inquiry at present is by finding someone who can identify the deceased, and then, if possible, trace those in whose company she was last seen in Bucks Row. Naturally, the greatest excitement prevails, and several persons in the neighborhood state that an affray occurred shortly after midnight. But no screams were heard, nor anything beyond what might have been considered evidence of an ordinary brawl. In any case, the police, unfortunately, will have great difficulty in bringing to justice the murderer or murderers. Great fires at the London warehouses. A fire broke out shortly before 9 o'clock on Thursday night in one of the huge warehouses at the London warehouses. The warehouses were closed as usual at 4 in the afternoon, and there are then few persons except the night policemen and firemen left on the premises. At about 8:30, a smell of fire was noticed, and shortly afterwards there was an immense burst of flames from the top of one of the vast buildings right in the center of the warehouses. The volume of the fire was terrific, but at 9 o'clock the authorities of the fire brigade had heard nothing of the occurrence. Shortly afterwards, an alarm was given at the Whitechapel station, and the officials of the brigade instantly ordered every steamer to proceed to the scene. And the circulation of the news amongst the other stations caused steamers to be sent on from every district of London. On arrival of the engines, it was found out that the fire of enormous strength was raging in the upper floors of a great building about 150 yards long and half as broad. The flames could not have broken out in a more dangerous part of the warehouses than the site of the fire, the South Quay warehouses. They were crammed with colonial produce in the upper floors and brandy and gin in the lower floors. Through the great iron-barred windows, the fire could be seen raging like a furnace, and the enormous tongues of bluish and yellowish flames, which constantly burst up with great roars, pointed to the fact that spirits were aiding the progress of the flames. Ooh. The scene at 10:30 was an imposing one. In the enormous warehouses crammed within goods of incalculable value, the vast buildings on every side, with great vessels in the west warehouses, firemen, policemen, and dock officers were either watching or aiding in endeavoring to extinguish the fire, while an enormous crowd gathered round the great gates and gazed at the process of the fire from a distance. In summary, there was a very large fire. The end.
Let's go to the police station.
Okay. By the way, the sound is good, right? You guys would have complained already if it wasn't, I'm sure, but I like to check. Whoa, warehouses. Frogwares wasn't very subtle about inserting all the research they did on the real murders. It's fine. I just find it kind of amusing because, like, if a common person, you know, picks up a newspaper and reads like all those details, it would be terrifying. It would be right terrifying. Can't believe I missed that turn. Oh well. Sound is doing the sounding right. Okay, sound is soundy. Thank you guys. Hello.
So, gentlemen, have you found my police bag?
No. But.
Not quite yet. Do you know a vagrant who goes by the name of the Captain?
Captain? Yes, an old sailor, strong as a Turk and tattooed from head to toe. The drink has turned him into a derelict.
He appears to be causing some problems for the caretaker of the building at the end of the street.
What do you want us to do? Every night, stairwells, halls and porches become public dormitories, and people don't only come to sleep.
Don't.
I believe this man has a niece who puts him up sometimes. Her lodgings are in Commercial Street, right after the alley with the boarding house. You won't forget my folder, will you?
Do you believe this woman will agree to have her uncle stay with her?
No idea. Oh well, let's go see her just the same.
we can be very persuasive, but what will probably happen is she'll be like, yeah, I'll do it if you do this thing for me first. And then Holmes will be like, okay, I guess. So it's to the left. Wait, no, he said Commercial Street, so it's on this street. Hello there! You look mighty fine.
But can you give me some information?
Misery is a terrible thing.
That is not the information that I was hoping for, but yeah. Thank you, Captain Obvious.
This
Oh, there
is
she
where
is.
the niece of the captain must live.
She's just standing in the window like, I am a quest giver. Hello.
Good day, miss. Would you happen to be the niece of the man known as the captain?
Oh, yes, that would be me. What has he done this time? He isn't... Oh, my God. I'm on my way.
Oh my God.
Miss, we have come to ask if you could have your uncle come live with you. He sleeps under the windows of a boarding house, causes the caretaker no end of problems.
I know. I've lodged him for a while, and he was the same here. My landlord made me kick him out. I'm ashamed, you know. I never should have, given the state of his health. He coughs day and night.
There might be a way to calm his cough. I am a doctor. I could examine him.
You went to see a doctor at the clinic, but the medicine costs too much. I can hardly pay my rent.
We will see to it. Where might your uncle be found?
I don't know. He must be in the vicinity, but I don't know exactly where.
We will find him.
I do remember seeing a big
this
lad.
Is serious. Find an alcoholic in Whitechapel. A needle in a haystack would be easier.
Come, dear doctor,
we just look
let's
for people
trust to our
drinking
lucky
booze.
star. Moreover, we also have our informers, remember?
Are you referring to those brats to whom you are always giving charity?
Aw.
Exactly. My secret police. Some of them must surely roam in this area. It suffices to find them.
There's one. There's a brat now on Batty Street. A brat on Batty on Bratty Street. Hello.
Hello, young man. How are you?
I recognize him. It's the lad who sells newspapers, who is always calling outside our windows at Baker Street, early in the morning.
Hello, Mr. Holmes. It's a treat to see you again. What can I do?
Would you happen to know an old sailor who goes by the name of the captain? A poor man who hits the bottle a bit hard.
Of course, Mr. Holmes. He's there at the end of the street. Round to the left he is. But be careful. He can be a tough customer, that one.
Very good, my young man. The doctor will give you a little something. Watson?
Huh? I say, Holmes.
Is he always such a skinflint with you, Mr. Holmes? Well, thanks to you, Mr. Holmes. Anytime you need me.
Thanks, kid. So like, who's left? Like, your left or my left? Because we're, you know, that's different. Maybe my left. There he is.
I can hear someone coughing more than is natural.
Oh, there he is.
Holmes.
Yes, Watson. The poor man cannot be too far away.
I think that might be him now.
I have nothing to ask.
Nope. Is it this guy? Oh, he's a bigger guy. Yeah.
If, in order to listen to us, this man imposes as condition that we find his pet cockroach, there will be another murder in Whitechapel today, Watson. Yours.
Good one, Holmes.
He is in a critical state, Holmes. He has barely a month left.
Oh my
Is there
goodness.
a way, dear doctor, to ensure that this last month passes in silence?
Really, Holmes,
Aw.
sometimes you... Oh, really?
He just wants some.
I will make note of some medicine to get immediately that will relieve his pain.
Very well. I will locate an apothecary or a clinic.
Goodness, Holmes is ruthless.
Find the medicine, Holmes. We must make haste. Find the medicine, Holmes. We must make haste.
We must make haste. Do I know? Click. Haha. Oh,
This building is a clinic.
I found it. Thankfully, it was already on my map. Who is screaming? Hello, Yona. Welcome to the stream. God is good. God is truth. God is holy. God is great. Hello.
Good day, sir. Dr. Gibbons. You aren't from around these parts.
Indeed, Doctor. It is for someone from your neighbourhood that I am here, though. His doctor asked that I acquire some medicine on his behalf. I have the note here.
Dr. Watson? Not from round here neither. This medication is quite dear. Certain documents are necessary to obtain them for free.
I don't have it. You'll have to accept my spare change. Will it be enough?
Enough to relieve your patient for a month. Would you like me to make this prescription available after that time?
According to Dr. Watson, that won't be necessary.
The possibility of a recovery?
A definitive one, yes.
There, sir.
Thank you.
He's done for.
It's rather quiet here.
An unusual chain of events. The majority of the people hereabouts went out last night to see the great fire at the warehouse. The patients that I was minding and my staff were no exception. The former were dramatically healed, and the latter ended up sick. And with the murder last night, most of the people who weren't working wandered over to the scene of the crime. Their little aches and pains will wait until tonight or tomorrow.
A squalid murder, it would seem.
Just like what this area has become.
All right.
My thanks, Doctor.
Not at all.
Hello. Anything else around here to look at? Space. Nope. Okay. Well, that was easy. Thank you for all the fast travel points.
Find the medicine, Holmes. We must make haste.
Did I not?
Find the medicine,
not
Holmes.
get it?
We must make haste.
Oh, am I stupid? Am I dumb? Was I supposed to pick it up? Would you like to make prescription available after that time? Where do I pick it up? Is there a pharmacy as well? Let me in. Oh. There we go. Sir.
Yes? Can I help you?
It's in my items? Oh, I did get it. Okay, sorry. All right. Okay, sorry. Oh, my bad. I just thought he would automatically administer it. But yeah, I forgot. We have to do things. We have to actually do things in this game. Oh yeah, I remember this now. Oh, okay, it's selected. Now, there we go.
Here is the medication, Watson. Is our man movable?
He should be able to stand in a few minutes and will no longer be suffering from his cough before long.
Consider the affair resolved. Accompany him to his niece's while I return to the boarding house, and then join me at the police station. Let's return to the boarding house.
All right. Oh. I was like, oh, where are we? Oh. What is this, I don't know what this is. At first I thought maybe it's like Watson's book, but it actually looks like it's some text about Jack the Ripper stuff. So that's cool. That's a nice little touch. Save. Thank you. Hi, Herbert Ants. I thought that when I ran up to Watson, he would automatically start going through Holmes's pockets. I did. I'm sorry. I currently have the curse of new game fever where they do everything for you, and I need to get back into practice of playing old games. Hello.
I have good news for you, Mr. Finley. We have sent the captain to stay with a relative, and he shouldn't bother you for a while.
I also have some good news. I have your police bag.
Sweet.
Thank you. I bid you good day.
Oh, it was nothing. Tell me, one of my wife's friends lost...
Another day, Finley. Another day.
Look, I'm not
Let's
doing
go
any
to the
more
police
side
station.
quests. You hear? I got murders to solve.
So, what news do you have, Mr. Holmes?
Hold on, I have to select it in my inventory. There it is. Now I will give it to you.
Are you sure it's the police bag that you lost?
Police
Yes,
bag.
but someone attempted to force it open. They didn't succeed, but now the lock is stuck. Perhaps you could...
Let's see.
What in God's good graces is this lock? And why is... Could you give me the combination? That would help. Am I just doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Like clockwise, maybe? 1. I mean, I don't really have any information. It's too quiet. I don't like it. It's too quiet. It's far too quiet. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or maybe it's supposed to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 1, 2, 1. I don't know. Puzel! It's our first Puzel! The lock appears to be stuck. And I installed this very ridiculous combination lock and I can't remember how to do it. Okay, hold on. There is no information on like what the numbers are supposed to be. Oops, I didn't mean to reset. Can I get out? I can't see. I can't see in the corner. Hold on, do you have any...
So, what news do you have, Mr. Holmes?
I just want to check. There's no like information on this, right? He literally just says the lock is stuck. Why isn't my dialogue with him in here? Oh God, excuse me. Ugh. Okay, I guess not. I'm just gonna save and then fiddle around with it. Oh, that I didn't actually save last time apparently. Oh God. Woo. If I haven't seen it, there's a TV series over here called Ripper Street, worth a watch. I think it's on Netflix. Oh, it's about Jack the Ripper. Think about how much less challenging it would be if nobody tried to break into his bag. Yeah, it would only be like 1 of the cogs instead of 3. I already guessed what I need to do. Oh, well, so one of the things I said would be correct. All right. Well, maybe this is one of those things where I just mess around with it till it works. It is moving clockwise, so I feel like maybe it's... But I don't know like where to start it. Maybe it doesn't matter where you start it. Can I get 1 on there? Can get 2. Can this one be 1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I solved it! Apparently I didn't.
Stop! You violated the law.
Oh my God. Did the gunshot one not work? Oh, there it is. Oh God. I was gonna say it. Thank you for scaring crap out of me. Is there Resident Evil 4? You couldn't decide if you really wanted to shoot. That makes sense. It's a big decision. Okay, chat, is this correct what I'm trying to do? Because I don't want to waste too much time. I'm trying to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but I have to like reorganize this. No fancy clock. Oh, you mean like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Hold on a sec. I have to get it all set up so it like works nicely together. I understand how it works. It's just like, I don't know. It's one of those puzzles that requires like planning in your brain before you do things. And it's similar to that stupid other puzzle that I hate where you have to slide the thingies around, you know, and you only get like 1 free square. I hate those. Maybe I should just focus on trying to get these in the proper orientation. So I need 6 to be on this one. Oh, I just moved it on accident now. Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay. Yes! I told you all I needed.
Big thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Think nothing of it,
All I
my
needed was
friend.
boing boing. All I needed was the boing boing, and then I was good. I just needed to focus on, like, actually getting... swapping those 2 numbers to the other wheels, and then I had it. Reports!
So, the reports.
Why don't you wait till the inspectors get back? You would certainly learn more.
If I wanted to meet the inspectors, I would have done so. So, give me the preliminary reports, and above all, do not mention my visit to anyone. Is that clear?
Sure, if that's what you want.
Yes.
Here are the reports.
Thank you.
Dang it, I just started eating again. At least it isn't very long. Death of Polly Nichols. August 31st, 1888. Her throat had been cut from left to right, 2 distinct cuts being on the left side, the windpipe, gullet, and spinal cord being cut through. Bruise apparently of a thumb being on the right lower jaw, also one on the left cheek. The abdomen had been cut open. Bottom of the ribs along the right side, under the pelvis to the left of the stomach, there are wounds that are jagged. The omentum, the coating of the stomach, was also cut, and 2 small stabs in private parts, apparently done with a strong blade knife, supposedly to have been done by some left-handed person. Death being also almost instantaneous. Okay.
Have you obtained the preliminary reports?
Yes, we'll read them on the go. Let's to the scene of the crime at Bucks Row, Watson.
Very appropriate reading material while eating. Yeah, no kidding. Here we go.
But what are all these people doing here, Holmes?
Apparently, they came to see the scene of the crime.
What about us? Aren't we going to see it?
We will return this evening, Watson. The circumstances shall be ideal for carrying out our little experiments. Well, Watson, we're at the scene of the Polly Nichols murder. Imagine the victim lying at the spot where she was found and try to discern all of the clues we can. Watson, you are a writer. I am therefore entrusting you with our deduction board. It will help us to establish certain facts.
Understood, Holmes.
Okay. Whoa.
Let's look at this poor woman more closely.
Wow, what a very detailed chalk drawing. I have never seen such detail in a chalk drawing.
There's a bruise at the level of the right maxilla.
Wait, what? The victim has a bruise on her right jawbone. Oh yeah, the maxilla. Yeah. Okay, but I'm not done. So, the murderer beat the victim. The bruise was caused by hard pressure with the fingers. This is new. The murderer gagged the victim by gripping tightly. Can I go back to the body? This is like Mind Palace shenanigans. How do I go back to the body? I'm not done. I'm not done looking at her. Oh, there we go. Okay.
A small pool of blood, 6 inches in diameter. The throat was slit from left to right. There are 2 incisions. There's a bruise on the left cheek.
What about... It said there was lots of other stuff happening, like, down south. We're not going to look at that?
The tongue is swollen.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
The body was lying on its back, legs straightened slightly apart. The skirt had been lifted up to the middle of the body. The left hand was touching the barn door. The body was still warm. Let's reread the preliminary report for the details on the wounds inflicted upon this poor woman.
Let's not right now.
There is a black bonnet near the left hand. No signs of blood. No marks on the ground. The ground is muddy.
And so, Holmes?
All right. Well...
Bucks Row.
This spot is deserted, Holmes. The prostitutes only come here to exercise.
There is only
What are
one
they doing,
street
yoga?
light lit on this street, Watson, and this spot is particularly poorly lit. Well, Watson, we have found all of the possible clues, I think. We will now attempt to recreate the scene of the murder. Come closer, Watson. I have to make you up.
You are joking, Holmes? I feel ridiculous, Holmes.
Now, Watson, come and stand here in front of me. You shall play the role of the poor woman, and I shall play that of the murderer.
Uh-oh.
Let's try to reconstruct the facts to ensure the final result corresponds indisputably to the way that Polly Nichols was killed.
Did they erase the beautiful chalk drawing? Oh no. Holy crap, I was not... What about the board thing? What about the board that... What... Okay, well, first she was standing up. She got strangled. Let's see. It was the right hand. Bare hands knife. Wait. Is this what... Is the top what is true? I don't know. What? Neck, stomach, Jack's position. What is that? Oh. No, he was over there.
This position is unlikely.
Okay, but that's literally what happened. Oh wait, was I supposed to... He did have a knife, but he did also strangle her. Let's see. He had the knife in his... He was left-handed, so he had the knife in his left hand. Right? I don't know, I don't know if that matters.
Yes, it's quite possible the events occurred like this.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know both of those things applied. I thought just the top one. All right. Oh, look at this. Ooh. You have a problem with this? The only way to know what happened is because you saw it in the cutscene. Otherwise, the game clues don't help you enough. Well, they did tell... You wouldn't know... You could assume he had the knife in his left hand because it did say he was left-handed. We know that she was strangled. I don't know that we would know she was standing up, though. Maybe we would. I don't know. I guess I would have to... He said we...
Yes, it's quite possible the events
reread the
occurred
preliminary
like this.
report or whatever. So, are we done then? What happened to that cool thing I was doing? Oh, this, yeah. Okay, goodness. Victim has a bruise on her right jawbone. Throat was slit. Tongue is bloated. Footsteps on the ground. Murderer was standing in front of her. No footsteps are on the ground? What? I guess that goes there. I don't know. Tongue is bloated. Throat was slit. Corpse is still warm. Murderer cut open her throat. Throat was slit from left to right. Which one of these is going to link? Does it matter? She was strangled, poisoned, suffocated? Strangled. Oh, okay. She was dumped. Murderer warmed the victim up. The victim wasn't dragged. She wasn't dragged. Daytime. Murder took place on the premises. The murderer moved her here. It took place there, didn't it? Victim was a bruise on her jawbone. Beat her. Murderer gagged her by gripping tightly. And killer's right hand prevented her from screaming. They were relations while standing up. Yeah, the killer's left hand prevented the victim from screaming. Right hand. The killer strangled the victim with his right hand. Strangled her with both hands. Didn't he strangle her with both hands and then pull out the knife? And there's bruises on both sides of her face. So that... Is that not? Ah! Oh, wait. Oh, this is different. Okay. I thought I started over. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, black bonnet, poorly lit street. Prostitutes only go down the street to exercise. Wasn't cold. Bonnet was already on the ground. That's true. The victim was holding her bonnet. No, she took it off. She wasn't afraid. Yeah, she wasn't afraid. Nichols wasn't cautious. Didn't have a bonnet. Nichols had her bonnet in her hand and was ready to exercise. She was ready to do some yoga, everybody. No traces of blood. The victim had her throat slit. The wall was washed. The killer slit the victim's throat quietly. Didn't have her throat slit while standing. Yeah. The pool of blood spurted. Blood didn't flow. Murderer wanted to drain her of her blood. Do we have... Did he want to drain her of her blood? Maybe? I don't know. Dirty and damp ground. He threw water on the ground. He could not have had relations on the ground. They didn't exercise on the ground. Nichols wasn't killed here. Nichols was dead before being stretched out and having her throat slit. Nichols was killed by... No, she was strangled first. Clearly this isn't right, because it's not telling me that I'm right. Red means wrong. Oh, it does. Okay. But all these are gonna be wrong. Okay, so one of these is wrong. Victim didn't have her throat slit while standing. The wall was washed. The killer slit the victim's throat quietly, maybe? The murderer wanted to drain the victim of her blood. It didn't flow in spurts. Could not have had relations on the ground. Nichols wasn't killed here. She was killed there. She was dead before being stretched out and having her throat slit. I mean, it looks like... I'm going by what I saw in the video. I think she was strangled, right? And then he started cutting her up. Maybe he just knocked her out. I don't know. Anyways, this is wrong too. So let's go with this one. The victim was holding her bonnet in her hand at the time of the murder. Okay. At Whitechapel Road, opposite of the church, and at the corner of Osborne Street, at the quarter to 4, she was found within 500 yards of the spot murdered. Oh. The people of her lodging house knew her as Polly, but at about 7:30 evening. Okay, so she wasn't murdered there. That's the thing that I have wrong. I knew that anyways. Like I knew that. I don't know why I forgot it. Okay, yeah, she was lying on her back when she started cutting. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh yeah, he wasn't looking at her. That's right. Yeah. That's what I thought. That's what I remembered too. So, okay, thank you. Good Lord, what? Stop it, mouse. Uh-oh. Oh, this is what happened in that other game. Oh no, how did I fix it? When my mouse gets messed up? What game was that this happened in? Oh no. Was it Dracula? Maybe it was. Okay. I can't see what I'm doing. All right, we're good. The game, can we be done now? How do I get out of this? Whoa! Hey! Okay, I'm back. You guys figured it out? You've asked Lamia, you figured it out? Okay, what's the answer? Which one is it wrong? Oh yeah, I guess I could have looked at UHS myself. I guess I could have done that. Oh, whoops, sorry. That's the wrong one. Okay. Left hand. Okay, I definitely already had that set up before. So which one did I have wrong? In which you could select is P. Nichols murder. So you do select the question? It's the question one. But okay, I had this before, but I thought it was just gonna be this. Like he's left-handed. Whatever, game. Whatever. And then the final conclusion is that he's a strong man. Which I also
The victim was most probably dead before being laid down. Once the heart stopped, gravity drained the body slowly, not in a heavy spurt that would have stained half the street.
Thank you, Holmes. I understand why you told me not to change clothes. Do you realize that our behavior didn't alarm anyone?
The victim's ordeal was even more discreet. By acting in silence, we have confirmed something. The crime definitely took place here. The victim and her murderer were able to come here without making any noise, and afterwards the murder took place without the slightest cry being uttered. Come, Watson, let's go home. We have spent far too long in this sinister alley.
Gog mentioned setting Windows DPI to 100.
And so, my dear Watson, the day and night which we passed in Whitechapel were enlightening, weren't they?
An adventure that I most certainly will never relate. To be in the skin of that poor woman. I prefer not to speak of it further. But have we really learned anything about the murderer? Obviously a man, given the necessary strength.
We have little to go on.
Could be a bodybuilder woman.
Police. But in my opinion, Inspector Aberline has a trick or two up his sleeve. No, I want to talk about the facts and what we can draw from them. We know where the crime was committed and under what conditions. I would like to ask you about the possible motives for the crime. According to you, Watson, what could have pushed the murderer to act in such a way?
Ooh, oh, cool. This is neato burrito. What could have been possible motives? Probably not revenge. Theft, madness, black magic. Can I not click these? Oh, okay. It could be revenge. It could also be loved. Probably not theft. Could be madness. Definitely could be black magic. Could also be Cthulhu. The victim suffered horrible mutilations. That would be
homicidal
madness.
Insanity, Holmes.
It is indubitable that the man who did this to Polly Nichols is not of his full senses.
Yeah. He lived in misery. Love? Or revenge. Well, let's see. Resentment can lead to irreparable attacks. Okay, revenge.
Revenge, Holmes?
Revenge could be a possible motive, but with one small reservation. We have reason to believe that the victim considered her murderer to be a typical client.
Yeah, and the fact that he murdered just like tons of other ladies. Credible motive, even if it's a field that Sherlock doesn't know. Black magic.
Black magic?
I'm not terribly interested in the occult or black magic. Let's give the benefit of the doubt to this motive.
The victim was an occasional prostitute without family or ties.
Theft, perhaps.
I have a hard time believing that someone would attack poor Polly so fiercely just to rob her of a few coins.
Doesn't make any sense.
A personal drama.
Love can certainly lead to many a drama, but we have to consider the fact that the victim didn't know her attacker.
Yeah, you're right about that. So
Elementary.
Elementary, my dear Watson.
I think that we have exhausted the topic. Take a rest and we'll speak again later.
Ah, it would seem that the investigation is advancing, Holmes. Yesterday's Star said that a suspect is in the hands of the police, a man with a rather sinister reputation.
I was about to join you in your optimistic outlook until you informed me that the good news came from the press, Watson.
But surely they wouldn't invent the fact that the police are holding a suspect, or the acts that are attributed to him.
You will have an exact answer to these 2 questions in less than 50 seconds, Watson.
Pardon?
Oh,
Enter,
that was
Inspector.
like 1 second. Less than 10 seconds.
Good day.
Good day.
Dear Watson, allow me to introduce Inspector Aberline, Inspector Dr. Watson.
Inspector?
To what do we owe the honour of your presence, Inspector?
I heard that the two of you made your way to Whitechapel a few days ago. Your arrival, you are aware, coincides with a very serious affair which our police service is going to great lengths to solve and which is creating strong tensions in the area.
Pardon me, but haven't you arrested someone? A certain Leather Apron?
Absolutely not. The man who hides behind this name is indeed being actively searched for by the force. Besides, nothing at the moment suggests that he is the Bucks Row murderer.
There, you've been enlightened, Watson. Now it is our turn to answer Inspector Aberline's questions.
Indeed. I will be brief and precise. Do you intend to investigate this case, or have you already started?
It is to be of service
we've
to a
been
friend
to
that
the
I went to
scene.
Whitechapel. We did, out of curiosity, familiarise ourselves with the preliminary reports, and we made our way to the scene of the crime. Our conclusions are slim, as are the clues. Having not been officially appointed by a client, I believe that my intervention in this business will end there.
Very well. To be frank, you take the weight off my shoulders by distancing yourself from the case. Our image isn't very good, to say nothing of what the press puts us through. Thus, if overnight they found out that you were on the case, people would turn against us.
And they would pester me, overwhelm me, and finally make me out to be responsible for the inevitable failure such a scenario entails. Neither you nor I wish for this to happen. I know that your time is precious, Inspector. I will send you a note regarding my conclusions shortly.
With pleasure. Gentlemen?
Do you think that he will find the murderer?
No.
The chances are slim to non-existent. It is 7 days now, short of a confession from the murderer himself.
And you will not go further?
You heard the Inspector, Watson. My presence in Whitechapel would hinder, which doesn't mean that we will drop the case.
How is that?
The Inspector spoke of me, but not of us. It is you, Watson, who will lead the investigation tonight.
Of course
it is you
it is.
who will bring to the police station the little note that I will write regarding our conclusions. Despite the late hour, there is nothing to stop you from making inquiries about this famous leather apron while you are there.
You control Dr. Watson. Okay. I just wanted to say I'm excited to see like what the conclusion of this game is, because like nobody even today like knows who Jack the Ripper was. Like it's just an unsolved case. Some people think that he was Holmes. Like Holmes the murderer. What is his name? There's like I can't remember his name, but the American guy. Like some people think that he H.H. Holmes. Yeah, some people think that Jack the Ripper was the same as H.H. Holmes, and he just like, you know. But I don't know. That's just a theory, and there's tons of theories. That one is interesting, but I don't know. I think that he just was never caught, probably, and it's just it's really, really interesting if you look it up and do some like reading about it. But technically in real life there's no conclusion and no murderer found, so I want to know what Frogwares is going to do with it, because it would be strange if like Sherlock failed to solve a case. So well, let's wait and find. No spoilers, please. But I just wanted to say that because it's an interesting thought. Like, is Sherlock going to be is he just going to give up? Or are they going to just invent a murderer to be Jack the Ripper? I don't know. We'll see. There was really strong DNA evidence a few years ago. It's been debunked. Oh. Yeah, I don't think there's any conclusive information about the link between those two. But I don't know. Leather Apron. The sense of fear which the murder of the unfortunate woman Nichols has thrown over the neighborhood, and especially over her companions, shows no sign of decreasing. A number of the street wanderers are in nightly terror of Leather Apron. One of our reporters visited one of the single women's lodging houses last night in the Thrall Street, one of the darkest and most terrible looking spots in Whitechapel. The house keeps open till 1 o'clock in the morning and reopens again at 5. In the house nightly are 66 women who get their bed for 4D. The proprietor of the place, who is also the owner of several other houses of a similar character in the neighborhood, told some gruesome stories of a man who has now come to be regarded as the terror of the East End. Night after night, he said, had women come in a fainting condition after being knocked out by the leather apron. He himself would never be out in the neighborhood after 12 o'clock at night except with a loaded revolver. The terror, he said, would go to the public house or coffee room and peep in the window to see if a particular woman was there. He would then vanish, lying in wait for his victim at some convenient corner, hidden from the view of everybody. The police are making efforts to arrest him, but he constantly changes his quarters. Some of the unfortunate women state that he is now in one of the low slums in the borough. One of them said she saw him crossing London Bridge as stealthily as usual, his head bent, his skimpy coat turned up about his ears and looking as if he were in a desperate hurry. The hunt for Leather Apron began in earnest last evening. Constable 43 and 173 J Division, into whose hands Leather Apron fell on Sunday afternoon, were detailed to accompany Detective Enright of the J Division in a search through all the quarters where the crazy Jew was likely to be. They began at 10:30 in Church Street in Shoreditch. Rumor having located the suspected man there, they went through lodging houses into pubs, down side streets, threw their bullseye into every shadow, and searched the quarter thoroughly, but without result. The hunt continued later down in the Brick Lane neighborhood, Florentine Lane being Leather Apron's preferred lodging place lately. He was not found here. However, the search, which then took the direction of London Hospital, resulted in nothing. It was the general belief that the man has left the district. The clue furnished by the woman who denounced the man on Sunday is a very unfortunate one. Her offer to prove by two women that Leather Apron was seen walking with the murdered woman in Baker's Row at 2 o'clock on Friday morning is the most direct bit of evidence that yet has appeared. His conduct on Sunday was as usual. He never answers a question when it is put to him and only speaks under strong compulsion. Mike Blah, the grocer in George's Yard, dwelt a long time last evening in the peculiarity. He knows Leather Apron very well and has known him for 6 years. He says that the man is unquestionably mad and that anyone who met him face to face would know it. That his eyes are never still, but are always shifting uneasily, and he never looks anybody in the eye. Leather Apron used to live in a lodging house around the corner from the grocery and was turned out of there some months ago with an order not to return. The lodging house is a few doors below the model doorway in which the Turner woman was found with 39 stabs. Oh, wow. Wrong place, wrong time, bro. Interesting. Okay. Conclusions. These are all my conclusions so far. Murder cut open her throat. Interesting. Oh my gosh. I'm so sneezy today. Oh, I have some notes. Black magic? Interesting. Okay. Save. Bye, Bosmancer. Get some sleep before your brain goes into sleep mode. Sounds good. That's what intrigued me about the game, not knowing or even if they were going to solve the unsolved case. Yeah, me too, kind of. But also because Frogwares. Alrighty then. So what does Watson need to do again? Hello.
There is nothing more to do.
I know it. I know it all. Know it all right. I forgot. What are we doing? What did he tell me to do? Do we go to the police station? Ask about
Well, if I follow Holmes's instructions, then to begin my investigation into this Leather Apron, I must first head to the police station.
Right. Let's do it.
Good evening, sir. What do you... I know you. You were here last week with Sherlock Holmes.
Uh-huh.
Indeed. I have come to bring a message from Sherlock Holmes for Inspector Aberline.
Very well, I will pass it on. But come to think of it, someone was asking about you recently. Finley, the caretaker of some shady boarding house nearby. Does that mean anything to you?
Perhaps. Actually, I read in the Star that you have arrested a suspect called Leather Apron.
You shouldn't believe what you read in that rag, sir. The man is being hunted, but we have yet to get our hands on him, and we aren't close to it either.
Why ever not?
Bah, he's a specialist in the streetwalker racket. These girls make pitiful witnesses, and we don't inspire confidence. Furthermore, the man seems to be pretty discreet lately. Someone must be helping to hide him.
Okay. How do we find him?
How to get on his trail, then?
One of these girls would have to confide in us and give a valid description of the man. Then we'd ask around the journeymen, who use aprons, I imagine.
I see.
Well, goodbye.
Well, Watson
I
is
must go to Finley's boarding house.
Watson's the perfect chap to get on the good side of one of those ladies.
I must go to Finley's boarding house.
We're already there, Watson.
Good evening, Finley.
Oh, good evening, sir. Aren't
good
you the gentleman who
evening,
was with the
sir.
great detective the other time?
That is indeed
Was
me.
that his voice
Dr.
before?
Watson.
I don't remember him sounding like.
Tell me, Finley, I was told that you were looking for us at the police station.
Indeed, I wanted to thank you for last time, you know. That vagrant has never set foot round mine again. I even found a tenant, one who pays his rent, I mean.
Wait a second, is that a bunch of blood? That's, you're under arrest.
You don't seem very happy, but you were lucky to have found a good tenant so quickly.
It's just that this man is very strange. He paid several days in advance and I gave him a key to the place. Since then, he goes out every night and returns at ungodly hours. I'm sure he goes to visit the ladies, but still, every night. And when he moved in, something must have broken in his case and stank up the stairs in his room for 2 days. I think it was a jar. It must be over there.
That green thing? Okay.
Tell me, have you heard talk of Leather Apron?
By the papers, that's all. This man seems very sinister.
Do you know any journeymen who use this type of apron?
The slaughterhouse butchers, I believe, but definitely the cobblers. I know one, old Isaac Solomonovich. His workshop is on a
Rolls
small
off
street
the
in the
tongue.
Jewish community, across from the hospital. He's a good man. He can help you. But you know, the people there are very close and don't share much with non-Jews.
Okay.
Thank you, Finley.
At your service, sir.
Isaac Solomonovich.
This odour is very strong indeed, but the whole neighbourhood as such has a dreadful...
Scent.
What do you want, Doctor?
Okay.
You're right, the pieces of the jar that your tenant broke do give off a strange smell.
It's true. That's quite normal given his trade.
Yes, and what would the trade be of your strange tenant?
A doctor, like yourself, I believe. Dr. Tumblety, a foreigner. Canadian, perhaps.
Dr. Tumblety. It might be interesting to know more about him. Tell me,
Oops.
have you heard
I
talk of...
By
Do you know it?
he's
I didn't mean to do that.
Thank you, Finley.
at your service, sir.
He's a doctor? Must be him. Gotta be the doctor. Doctor's got all the right tools. Okay, we don't need to be up there. I thought maybe we were gonna search his house. Oh, but I guess not. Oh, apparently I'm very tired. Oh, apparently well, let's ask this doctor if he knows the other doctor.
Good evening, Doctor. My name is Dr. Watson. Pleased to meet you.
Good evening. I am Dr. Gibbons. Likewise.
We already met, though. Okay, never mind. What about if we do that and then...
What can I do for you, my dear colleague?
Okay. Maybe we just bring it back to Sherlock and he can deduce what's going on. Deduce. Can I even go back?
I have no reason to go that way.
Oh. Okay. Dun, 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 dear. Does it say, oh yeah, the Jewish quarter. That's what we need to be doing. Where was that? On a small street in the Jewish community? Oh, across from the hospital. Wait, is the hospital the same as the clinic? Oh, look! I, Solomonovich, boot and shoe repair.
A cobbler's shop.
I'm onto it. The game is afoot. Oh.
Closed. I will return later. The policeman said the street girls would know something about the leather apron. Maybe I should go and see Lucy.
Okay. Lucy?
If you have the means, I can let you pass before everyone. But behind me.
Walls. Hello.
I have nothing to ask.
That was a very loud shuffle.
If you have the means, I can...
I have no reason to go that way.
Okay. Where the heck was her house? Oh yeah, it was one of these. Oh, there she's still in the window. She just stays there all day.
Oh, it's you. I'm coming. Dr. Watson, how are you?
I have come to see you about a certain leather apron. Have you heard of him?
Oh, yes, of course. Terrible things are said about that man.
Have you ever come across him?
Goodness gracious, no. But I know that he has threatened and taken many girls in my situation. I don't know what more I can say, but Bella would be able to tell you some.
I have a hard time believing that this chick wouldn't have seen like everything because she is like staring out her window 24/7 and she's overlooking like all the prostitutes.
Well, and yourself? And how's your uncle?
Oh, he sleeps a lot, but he doesn't seem to be suffering. Your medicine has worked wonders. Thank you again.
It was the least I could do. Who is Bella?
Bella Pullman. She's the landlady of the place where I could take you there if you like.
Please do.
Ah, this is how we get in.
It's Lucy. This gentleman would like to speak to Bella. It's the doctor who helped me. I must leave to return to my uncle. Thanks again.
Thank you. Oh.
Out of the way, I don't like the look of you.
Oh, okay, sorry. So rude. Just see a stranger in the street. Out of my way, I don't like the look of you.
If you'd be patient, Madam Bella will arrive in a moment.
Good evening. I am Dr. Watson. It is young Lucy who told me to come see you.
Ah, so you're the Good Samaritan who saved her uncle without asking for anything in return. And now you've come to see me, no doubt, to explain that the poor little thing doesn't belong here and you will see to her future. Well, if you expect me to let her leave with you...
It's not that, Ma'am. You should know I am a married man.
And why should that matter?
True.
I believe there has been a misunderstanding.
The
reason
kissing
that
noises.
Lucy sent me here is that you may be able to give me some information about Leather Apron.
Are you a doctor or a constable?
I am most certainly a doctor, but I am acting in this matter in a private capacity. And I would like to find this man.
Well, if you're able to rid us of him, I'll give you a week's worth of free passes. That man is a thorn in our sides. He spies on the girls in the streets and watches them inside the houses, spying through the windows. And as soon as they're finished with a client, he jumps on them without any warning and forces them to give him their money. I've never seen him, but one of my girls was attacked by this man, and she said that he wore a leather apron and carried a knife. And his face, oh, he has a horrible head, with rat's eyes and a deformed mouth. She even said that she knew his name, Pizer, I think. But I don't know where she can be found. Margie, Nutcracker, the girl I'm talking about, could tell you more, but I had to let her go last week.
Where is she?
Why did you let Margie go?
The poor girl caught a shameful sickness, and the symptoms have attacked her face, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
So I gave her notice, and a little bit to help her along. I don't know where she is now, but she'll certainly be getting treatment at the clinic if she's still in the neighbourhood.
Did you speak to the police?
No one's there.
What would they do? Who cares about the girls in the streets?
I suppose she's gonna magically pop into the clinic now.
Would you have received a visit from another doctor, a stranger by the name of Tumblety?
I'm just like you, Doctor, sworn to secrecy in my profession. But as I've taken a fancy to you, I can tell you that this name is not unknown to me. And if you do me a little favour, it is possible I might remember something about him.
What do you want?
What kind of favour must I do for you?
You see that man over there? He's a rich artist, a painter, a regular client round here. Well, yesterday, he came and left his cane in the umbrella stand in the hall before going into one of the rooms. Well, when he returned to this room, the cane had disappeared. It's a cane with a massive silver knob. Must be worth a fortune. He threatened to call the police unless he got free services in my establishment for a year. I'll be forced to accept, unwillingly, of course, given the services that he's demanding, unless the cane is found.
Okay.
Did you question the residents regarding the theft?
They didn't see anything, and there's not one of them that would risk stealing from a client here.
Who was in the room when your weasel of a client was in the chambers?
There were a few that came and went, but Mary could tell you better than I can, because she was the one at the counter yesterday.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you, Ma'am.
No problem, my angel.
Aww.
What happened to this rug?
Oh, it's when we got a coal yesterday. I asked the young man to fill the pail. Came back to put it down, but his feet were covered in soot and he made a black print. Madam Bella said it was my fault and I got a shilling's penalty. I also have to clean the print and it's no picnic. He has immense feet, that boy.
I heard that there was a theft yesterday. Did you see anything?
No, and I was here the whole time.
Well, that's not helpful.
Who delivers the coal?
It's never the same person. I've never seen that lad before.
Do you always keep an eye on the coat stand?
Oh, yes. Well, when the coal delivery came, a client came out of the chambers and stopped me from seeing the boy who brought the bucket of coal. You don't think he would have taken advantage?
Maybe.
Until next time, Liz.
With pleasure, sir.
Yes, Dr. Watson?
Thank you, Ma'am.
No
problem, my angel.
Best not to stray off in that direction.
Okay.
A large, black footprint.
Do we need to measure it?
Best not to stray off in that direction. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, my dear man. I was led to believe that you're a doctor.
None of the residents of this establishment are among my patients, sir.
Oh, you're not here as a doctor, but as a man, then. I understand. This is my kind of place, too. It's in these houses in Whitechapel that you find the girls that are the most natural and definitely the most docile.
Your way of speaking about these women is not that of a gentleman, sir. I heard that you were the victim of a robbery here.
Oh, I'm not complaining. The loss of that walking stick will certainly bring me a very pleasant compensation.
Oh, maybe he stole his own cane then.
What does your cane look like?
The stick is ebony, about 35 inches long. The round knob is made from chiseled silver with a ring around the middle of the same workmanship, just like the tip for that matter. If you find it, don't tell a soul. Keep it for yourself. Got it?
No.
Well, goodbye, sir.
I am
Goodbye.
Watson, an
Or until
honest
next time.
man.
And good evening.
What a creep. What a creepy creep.
These paintings are suggestive, at the very least.
Well, obviously, Watson, where do you think you are?
These paintings are
Can I get a refill, please?
suggestive, at the very least.
The background.
These paintings are suggestive, at the very least.
They're all gonna say the same thing.
These paintings are...
All right. Anything new here now?
Yes, Dr. Watson?
Nope.
Thank you, ma'am.
No problem, my angel.
No problem. All right, let's check her one more time, and then
Yes, sir.
we'll go somewhere else. Nope.
Until next time, miss.
With pleasure, sir.
Okay, so I guess we just leave. Can we talk to you?
Out of the way, I don't like the look of you.
I don't like the look of you. Ooh.
If you have the means, I can...
All right. Well. So are we supposed to find the coal guy or something? Or... A client came out of the chambers and stopped me from seeing the boy that brought the bucket of coal. Maybe we talked to the kids? We got our coal yesterday. I asked the young man to fill the pail. He came back and put it down, but his feet were covered in soot. He made a black print. Maybe? Well, that's the only thing I can think of. Actually, where was that boy? Oh, he was there before. He's not here anymore. Oh, but also the girl that might be here. Maybe that's what we do next. Yeah, okay. Should we talk to the doctor first?
What can I do for you, my dear colleague?
Margie.
I have come to see you about one of your patients. Margie goes by the nickname Nutcracker, who gets her prescription from the clinic. She's a lady of the night and is afflicted with a venereal disease.
I know who you're talking about. Indeed, Margie has syphilis and is being treated with mercury.
Do you have her address?
No. And for your information, she left London for good 3 days ago. She felt threatened.
Oh, she left? She left?
Margie felt threatened. But by whom?
I believe that Margie was particularly scared of a terrifying man who attacked her once.
Did she say the name Pizer or Pyther?
Unfortunately, she didn't give a name, but she described a man with shifty, rat-like eyes and a mouth twisted in a sinister grimace.
Sinister grimace.
Did Margie have any idea where this man who terrified her so much might be found?
No, but she told me that another girl who'd been attacked like her had told her that this man worked in a cobbler's run by an old Israeli. Also, she saw him again last week, the night of a big fire. She told of going to see the fire like most everyone else in the area. While there, she recognised her attacker in the crowds gathered at the warehouses. There was no mistaking a face like that, she said. She kept an eye on the man the whole time the firemen were working in order to avoid him.
Okay.
Goodbye, Dr. Gibbons.
Until we meet again, my dear colleague.
Does that make... Oh, whoa!
These footprints are the same as those found on the rug at the brothel.
Also, I just realized it's lunchtime. Time flies when you're investigating. So there's no one here that I can talk to. But that's rather suspicious, isn't it? Maybe now that I saw those, I can ask him?
What can I do for you?
Yeah, footprints.
Pardon me, Doctor, but who made the large black footprints there near the beds?
The brother of one of my patients. The poor thing had a leg amputated after colliding with a carriage. We arranged to find her a prosthesis.
Prostheses are very expensive. How did this man pay?
He told me that one of his uncles gave him a walking stick with a chiselled silver knob. I agreed to accept this knob in exchange for a simple prosthesis with
You have
harness.
it.
But this object is of great value, and I could finance half a dozen other prostheses by selling it on Petticoat Lane.
Doctor, I have reason to believe that the silver knob that you possess is from a cane that was stolen by the man who brought it to you. And I believe I know to whom it belongs.
That's what I was worried about. The story of the uncle seemed a little strange. Nevertheless, you must have proof of what you claim. I will show you all of the knobs that we have here. If you find the knob that the young man gave me, I will believe you.
So be it, but something is bothering me. I will need a complete cane, not just a knob.
Don't worry, dear chap, build one. I can loan you some tools. Make use of the odds and ends in my cupboard. It'll help get rid of it.
Well, I shall try. I will have to remember the description that Sickert gave.
I remember it was ebony. It had some
Goodbye,
swirlies
Dr.
or
Gibbons.
something.
Until we meet again, my dear colleague.
Where are we going to get ebony? That's not exactly, you know, fallen from the trees outside or something. Blah. Okay, how do I... Oh. Oh. Well, maybe he just meant it was black. Could have just meant it was black, I guess. Okay. Oh, and then I have to... Oh, God. All right. So I'm going to have to review the dialogue here. All right. Let's see. 35 inches long, round knob of chiseled silver with a ring around the middle. Just like the tip for that matter. If you find it, don't tell a soul and keep it from yourself. Okay. 35 inches, chiseled ring around the middle and the tip. Chiseled silver? What ring, though? What ring? With a ring. Oh, same. Chiseled. Okay. So, chiseled silver tip. And... Can I...
There, all done. Holmes couldn't have done better himself.
I guess the length.
What can I do for you, my dear colleague?
I got the right one, so whatever. Knob.
I believe I found the knob from the stolen cane, which I succeeded in putting back together.
That's the one. And yet I cannot give it to you, Doctor. I will only return it to the police.
But you
and
said...
only if there is an official complaint against me.
Would there be a way to convince you to give me the cane?
Find me a dozen solid adjustable harnesses for wooden leg prostheses, and it's yours, Doctor.
What? You want what?
Goodbye, Dr. Gibbons.
Where the
Until we meet again, my dear colleague.
He's like, I'll give it to you if you can figure out which one it is. Oh, just kidding. I'm not going to give it to you unless you could bring me a bunch of really expensive materials. Oh, bother. All right, well, I guess I don't know where I'm going to find that stuff, but I guess we'll have to look for it when we come back from lunch.